Hello everyone, this is Quiversee, and welcome back to more of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Now, I had already mentioned that there were a few things I wanted to show and go over that would take place after beating the game, which we've now done. But I just figured, might as well take that point to also look and see if there's anything I'm not aware of to show off. And I'm kind of glad I did, because there's a couple of things that I wasn't aware of. For starters, here on the title screen, I already did show what happens if you name yourself Zelda, as I'll just re-demonstrate here. Gives you this little remix of the Zelda theme. But apparently, there's two other names you can do here to get totally different ones. So we're gonna start with one here. Okay. I believe that's how it's spelled. Yep. Probably the best versions of Toda KK's song ever. For those who don't know, Toda KK is basically one of the big composers at Nintendo. And there's a lot of times, like I think the most popular one is from Animal Crossing, where there's like a way to get an Easter egg to just play this little song, and it's just his song. It's just a thing he likes to do. So that's a nice little touch. And the last one, which I am excited to hear how this one's going to sound, is if you name yourself Marin. What the heck? What is this, an elevator music remix of Ballad of the Windfish? Oh man, I love it. Oh, that is beautiful. That is amazing. Okay, well we're going to start the file as such. And I'm just going to be using normal mode to demonstrate the stuff that we've missed, so let's go on ahead and get ourselves started. I will meet you at the first point of interest, as it were. Okay, well, while I was out and about on my sequence-breaking expedition, I discovered something interesting. Check this out. Kee! What? All right, Matt, let's battle! Yeah, if you try to come here with Bow Wow, the monkey will fight him. Seems like a futile effort. I wonder, can I, like, take him with me? Will he chase me? No, okay, he doesn't leave that little spot. Alright, well, I'll have to return Bow Wow before I continue this endeavor. Okay. So I suppose I should explain. I basically went into the Bottle Grotto and got the power bracelet, and I wanted to leave so that I could continue on without beating it. But, even though I can re-enter Bottle Grotto just fine, because I haven't beaten it yet, Madame Meow Meow is telling me to take him for a walk. And as I showed earlier, with Bow Wow, you can't use, what's it called? You can't get past the Ukiki to get to Canalet Castle, so you can't get the Golden Leaves, which means that you have to, at the very least, beat Bottle Grotto as well before any kind of sequence break stuff can happen. That's a shame. I honestly didn't remember that, but I guess it makes sense. Especially because in the original, if you did leave Bottle Grotto, and if you didn't have Bow Wow, you wouldn't be able to come back without a few specific items that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. Oh well. So, one other thing that I just kind of forgot to go over during the main playthrough is what happens when you play the Ballad of the Windfish at the egg before getting all 8 instruments. So you can see right now, all I've got is the Full Moon Cello and the Conch Horn. Let's see what happens. It just plays their parts. And it'll do that for however many instruments you've got at the time. But that's all it does. Nothing really important, just a neat little detail that they kept over from the original. Alright, so the next series of things that I wanted to go over actually pertains to Marin. I'm just grabbing this along the way, don't mind me. Because there's actually a couple of things that I didn't show. Some of it because I forgot, some of it because I flat out didn't know. And there's also one other thing that I just want to see if it does anything. But for starters, this is something I just forgot. You want me going there? No, I think I'll wait out here. Take care of yourself, Marin. It's so weird that she just calls you Marin because that's what I put the file name as. But yeah, she will not follow you into dungeons of any kind. And when you come back out, she's just sitting there waiting. Marin, you're back! Are you hurt? I'm actually curious. I forget. Does she say anything different if I do go in hurt? Or, like, come back out hurt? We'll jump down this pit for a minute. There we go. Okay, so I've now taken some damage. Anything new to say, Marin? Nope, nothing new. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. The next thing that I forgot about is actually going to take place at Mabe Village. And I guess I use this opportunity to show that I didn't even know this. Normal mode also gives you apples in trees, which Link will eat and recover their hearts. It's actually a pretty nice touch and better than just ramming it to find a random heart. Anyways. Okay, Bow Wow doesn't count, but if you attack Cuckoo... No! Poor hand, stop that! Yep, she berates you for attacking the chickens. Not the dogs, though. I guess she's a cat person. But yeah, you attack the chickens and she yells at you. But one thing I was not aware of... Watch this. If we go into the trendy game... Wow! Marin, can I try this? What do you say? Sure. She'll take your money. Oh, jeez, we're at 666 rupees. Marin, I want to know how you managed to make an up button go down. She grabs the shopkeeper! Oh, that's great! Oh, it's better than I expected. You're good. You're a pro, aren't you? Well, beat it! Pros aren't allowed in here! And we get kicked out of the shop. Can I go back in? Marin, you're in the way. Marin, you're in the way. Okay, no, she just doesn't come back in with you. That's freaking hilarious, though. That's great. Oh, man. Shoot. I don't think that there's anything with the fishing game, but I'm gonna go take a look and see if there is. Get a bomb while I'm here. Anything to add, Marin? No. Okay. No, back out. Okay, well, there's one other thing that I just want to see if it does anything. So, what I wanted to see is... what happens if I take Marin to the egg and try and play the Ballad of the Windfish? This is something I've actually never tried, not even in the original, and it's like... I don't know why I wouldn't think to, knowing that the Ballad of the Windfish is wakes the Windfish, and later on, Marin even tries to sing to it herself. I'm honestly just hoping that she accompanies the melody. Let's see. Nah, she doesn't. Well, that seems like a missed opportunity for a cute little Easter egg. Oh well. It was worth a shot, at least. And yeah, you can see I've still only got the 2 instruments. You can get to the Marin phase before getting the, shoot, what's the third one? The Sea Lily's Bell. So, yeah, all you have to do is get the Pegasus boots, make your way to Animal Village, find out that the walrus wants Marin to go to wake him up, and you're good to go. So yeah, you only have to do the first 2 dungeons before you can start going out of order. Oh! Not very good. What? Did I say something? No, you're hearing things. Okay, I'm happy with that. She insults us. She insults us for not being very good at her song. Wait. Do you have to be at the egg for that? Nope. You don't have to be at the egg for that. It's just even better with the egg. Okay. I'm fine with that. But that's probably the only other thing I wanted to show besides sequence breaking stuff. I can't think of anything else besides that and one other thing at the very end. So I guess we will see you in a bit when I see how far sequence breaking lets me go. Basically, it's going to be a pattern of get to the next dungeon, get the item, and then leave and see what it lets me do. I guarantee I'll at least be able to get to the 6th dungeon. It's once we start dealing with the rooster in the 7th dungeon, I'm not sure if it'll let me do anything. We'll see, though. Wow, I've never seen this message before. You picked up an arrow! Too bad you don't have a bow to deliver the ow. I guess that means I just have an R. Yeah, I haven't gotten the bow yet with this. I've been just trying to blitz through. Well, this has certainly been a process. But I am now here to acquire the Thunder Drum as the 3rd instrument in this file. And there's definitely a couple of interesting things that have come out of this. We'll see the first instance as soon as we get out of here. Oh. Instruments. Wait, this is different, I think. Seek out the remaining instruments. The egg on the mountain calls. I don't remember if that was in the original or not, but that's actually pretty cool that they put that in for the, for if you sequence break. That's pretty neat. But you'll notice we've still got our rooster friend, because he only goes away when you beat the Eagle's Tower. But I only went in to get the Mirror Shield. And sure enough, we got the Thunder Drum, Full Moon Shell, Conch Horn. And you'll also notice, over here, we've still got the Pineapple. This is something I wasn't completely aware of either. Papal. He has not yet gone to Tall Tall Mountain. He is, in fact, still in Mabe Village. Which means that he is actually tied to a dungeon completion, which I find interesting, because most of the other events that happen aren't tied to them. A couple other things of note that I noticed was the owl never stopped us and told us about the Face Shrine. I also never went inside the Southern Face Shrine. So the relief there, I haven't read it. And on top of that, there was something else too. Oh yeah, remember when Marin gets lost in the mountains and gets stuck up here? That hasn't happened either, because that's also tied to a dungeon completion. Anyways, I just want to hear this with just the drum and the cello and horn, so let's see. And in reality, That's like the only reward you get for sequence breaking in this. This takes way too long for it to really be worthwhile unless all you want to do is hear the Ballad of the Windfish with a certain arrangement of the instruments. You've always got to have the cello and the horn because you can't get anywhere until you beat the first 2 dungeons, but you can do that, you know, just if you wanted to have it with just, say, I don't know, the horn, the cello, the triangle, and the marimba. You could do that and see how it sounds. So I probably will, like, listen to it with each instrument as I find them in the order that I feel like getting them, and we'll see how it sounds as it gets progressively better. Let's try this with the Organ of Evening Calm now. Not bad, but it can be better. Now let's add the Wind Marimba. Noticed just how much the marimba added in the full song. That was good. I like that. All right, this time we're adding the surf harp. That one didn't sound too different. As far as I can tell, the surf harp and the wind marimba are playing the same parts. That's a shame. Wait. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, this is something I never knew. You can't enter dungeons while your spooky friend is with you. Doggone it, he's just delaying this. Oh well. I'll take him home. Now for one that I'm expecting to add very little. The Coral Triangle. Let's see how many times it dings. Man, even listening for it, I can barely hear the triangle in there. But it is playing its own part of the melody, at least. Anyways, obviously, we've already heard it with all 8 instruments, so there's only 1 instrument left for me to get, the Sea Lily's Bell. So I'm gonna go get that, and then there are 2 last things that I want to show. Ah! So you can trade something besides the shovel. I just traded him the bow and arrow set. Interesting. So what does it say when I buy it back? Fire when you see the whites of their eyes. Oh my lord. Link, you're a murderer. Alright, cool. Didn't expect it to take. Alright, so the last couple of things I want to show actually start here on the final nightmares. I'm about to enter the final phase where we fight Deathil. Now let's see if this is still the case here. As we saw before, we had to shoot him with the bow of the eye. Okay, it is no longer still the case. So I went out of my way to avoid using the boomerang to actually have a fight with him before because, well, you can see it does hurt him. In the original, it did more than hurt him. It was so strong, it would one-hit kill him. The boomerang one-shot the final boss. And I guess they decided to take it out for the remake. That's fascinating, to say the least. And yeah, it looks to be about doing as good as the bow did. Because he's taken about as many hits as I would expect right there. You just don't have to worry about ammo. Okay. Well, there's only one other thing that I want to show. And to do that, I have to beat Deathil. Because I'm pretty sure I mentioned at some point that you get something at the end scene if you beat the game without dying. Which I am about to fail here if I'm not careful. Because I went through this entire extra run without dying. There we go. And unless one instance of using Crazy Tracy's medicine counts against me, which I don't think it does because the save file still shows 0 deaths, we should be getting it. So I'll see you at that, it should be a post-credits scene if it works like it did in the original. I will see you there. Alright, is it gonna happen? Yup. Beating the game without dying shows you that Marin actually managed to get her wish. And essentially escape from the Windfish's dream as a result. And be reincarnated as a seagull, apparently. I mean, she wished that she grew wings. That's certainly one way to go about it. It's simple, but it's also really sweet. But I just banged my table. That is going to do it for now. I still am going to be doing the Golden Shovel Challenge dungeons from Dompe's Dungeon Designer thing. And then after that, I'll be moving on to something else. I have no idea why I decided to go out of my way to, what's it called? Do the sequence break thing. Because like I said, it really doesn't give you any reward short of making weird combinations with the instruments. But it is interesting to see that the developers thought of that, to the point that they had a message put in if you get the instruments out of order. I don't know, I just felt like saying something about that one more time. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.